Buying a car in Finland is not difficult. Remember that maintaining it is difficult, because when you go for repair and maintenance, it's not that same as in your home country, because in Finland the auto mechanic charge somewhere around 50 to 75 euro depending upon the nature of work they do. So that's a lot of money. I sometimes wish I should have been auto mechanic. It's a lot of money per hour. Hello and welcome to my channel, where I try to give you useful information in a precise way. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to buy a used car in Finland. I'm getting a lot of inquiries from students who are in Finland and they're looking for some part-time job like delivery and other gig work, but they're having trouble in finding used cars and they're not sure what to look, what kind of mileage is good for a used car, how much should be the price, which model is better, what insurance company is better, etc., etc. So in today's video, I'm going to answer all these questions based on my experience. So let's go. So today's video we have 4 sections. First, I'm going to tell you where you can find the used cars, like what options are available, what resources are available. Secondly, I'm going to tell you what kind of factors are most important when selecting a used car. And number 3, I'm going to tell you with an example. I'll take you to my computer and I'll show you how to look for an old car using those resources which we mentioned earlier. And in the end, I'm also going to show you what to do once you purchase the car, like after the purchase, what kind of things you need to done, what kind of contract you need to sign, where you need to apply for the change of ownership, that now you are the owner, and how to buy the insurance and everything. So we have like 4 major sections in today's video. So I want your full attention and you stick around with it. Well, first and foremost, where to look for a used car. Obviously, you should not go to a flashy showroom where the new cars and Luxes and Mercedes are available. You're not going to buy that. You are a student. You're looking to buy a car on budget, just 4 wheels to get you on road and get the job and stuff. So you need to go for other options. When I say other options, I mean first and foremost is the internet. You can find a lot of websites nowadays where you can find and select cars, same like you're selecting a mobile. The most popular one is Netti Auto. You can just go there, just check some filters and press it, what kind of car you need, you can get it. Then we have Tori Pistefi, Tori.fi. Then we also have Kamux. That's another good website where you can find used car as well. And then the list goes on and on. There are many lists, for example, Autotie, Autolle. It can be more than 10, 15 websites. So you can select 1 or 2. Secondly, we have Facebook groups, which are very helpful. It doesn't matter which city you're living in Finland, you'll always find a Facebook group of buy, sell in Lappeenranta, because I live in Lappeenranta. Similarly, you find groups like buy, sell in Jotseno, buy, sell in Espoo, Vantaa, Tampere, Turku, so on and so forth. So in those Facebook groups, you will find people selling their items. That items can be home items and cars as well. So you can find and search those sites too and groups too. And that's very helpful because the car is like around you in the same city. So you can go and see and make your choices. Similarly, Facebook Marketplace is a good option. And that gives you with the radius, like wherever you're living, wherever you are living and residing in Finland, around you, what kind of items are available. That's also good. And thirdly, we should not neglect the dealers, the guy who make things work. So you can go to the car dealers who deal with the used cars and you can buy used cars from there too. That's pretty obvious. But obviously they will have their commission on top and that will be, middleman is there. But if you buy from the websites, if you buy from the Facebook, then you might get a chance to talk to direct seller or the owner. In that way, you get more benefits because you can negotiate the price better. Secondly, they will tell you the right things as it is, like what kind of faults the car have, etc., etc. The first and foremost factor is the mileage, how much the car is driven. If the car is driven, let's say 400,000 kilometers already, and it's 15 years old model, then actually you're buying a dead body. Anyway, so you need to really take into consideration the car you are buying should be cheap and should not be driven too much. For example, in 2021, if I'm going to buy a used car, let's say Ford Fiesta or maybe Fiat Punto, like small car, just to do some deliveries and stuff, I should look for, mileage somewhere around 120,000 kilometers, 150,000 kilometers, that's okay. So for smaller engines ranging from 1.0 to 1.3, the thumb rule is the car should not be driven more than 150k. If it is not driven 150k, then it has a life of like 100 more thousand. For example, the small cars can go up to 250,000. So if the car is already driven 300,000 kilometers, then you never know. Maybe you buy the car and the next morning it stopped working. Nobody can say anything about it. Similarly, we have a thumb rule for the bigger cars and, for example, bigger engines as well. I'm going to tell you later in this video. Number two, you get yourself familiarized with the word katsastus. Let me say that again. Katsastus, or in English we call it inspection. That is very, very important. So basically, the idea is every year you need to take your car to the authorized person who can inspect your car, and they tell you what kind of problems you have in this car. So they will ask you to fix those problems, and then they give you a certificate each year that your car is good to drive on the road from this time to this time. And this is called the inspection, yearly inspection. If the inspection is done properly and the car is in a good position, then obviously the price would be higher. If the inspection is not done, then the price would be lower. Let me make an example for you. I drive a small car which is Fiat Punto. I got it inspected last year in 2020 in the month of June. So that means this year, 2021, I have to go again for the inspection. So if I'm going to sell my car tomorrow, obviously the buyer will ask me when you get your car inspected, and I will give him a document which says that it is June 2020, next inspection is due in June 2021. So if whatever price I'm going to ask, he or she will negotiate on that, because they also think that in that 1 year I drive the car and there might be some faults and stuff. So that is why inspection date is very important. Let's say in the same example, if I have my car inspected in January 2021, like this year, then I'll be in a better position to ask for more price. So the inspection date has something to do with the price of the car. If the inspection date is coming nearer, then the price will be lower. If the next inspection date is far away, or maybe 10 months away, or 8 months away, or maybe 1 year away, then you can ask for a better price. So always look for the inspection date whenever you're searching the details of the car other than the mileage. Number three is more important. Sometimes we buy the car because we are in a rush or something, but we don't ask the seller, or we don't check that is there any fines on that car, any claims or any bills or any speeding ticket or any camera flash or anything. And later on we might get the bill from that. Once you change the ownership, after that you are responsible for whatever happens to that car. So please make sure with the seller, and please keep it in writing, that anything comes up before to that date when I buy the car, you are responsible, and please check it with that. And number four is very important, to look at the carbon dioxide emissions, CO2 emission. Finland is an environment friendly country, so don't buy those cars who have more CO2 emission. That is harmful for the environment and for the nature overall. Third section, I'm going to take you to an example in my computer, and I will show you how to buy a car in Finland. So we'll build a demo example.
Okay, so we are on the website of nettiauto.com, and on the right side you can see tabs where you can select and fill in your option, what kind of model you're looking, what's your price range, minimum or maximum, and you want automatic, manual, stuff like that. So once you fill in all the details, same like buying a mobile, after that you can see the options coming on your left panel, and then you can see here you can see a brief summary of every car. For example, what I can see here, it's like 500 euros. It's 2000 model Fiat Ibiza, but it's driven about 290 kilometers, so that's done already. Okay, I selected this car, Fiat Punto. It's listed on 1000. It was inspected on 6/2020. It's petrol, 1.3 liter. It's driven only 100,000 kilometers. So yeah, this car has some life in it. You can drive it at least for a couple of years, and then you can see more pictures of this car. Everything is there, the sellers put it. It looks in a good condition. It's not that much driven. It looks nice. You can even see the reading on the meter, and then there is more information, that some technical data, the weight of the car and everything. And here you can see this is a private seller, so it's not a dealer. So you can contact this guy. He's a member of this site for 8 years, so there is some trust already. So you can get his number and contact him right away, and then you go in, you see, if you like it, you can make a deal. It was expected in June 2020. That's very important. So that means the next inspection is due in this year, which is June 2021. So you can add them in your favorites, and later on you can compare them if you like. I have another one here. Let's look at that one. Renault Clio. It's 1.4 engine and front wheel drive, 2004 registration. Is petrol, driven 160,000 kilometers, and it was driven by few owners. I can see some technical data here, and it's a private seller. So and he's a new member only for 4 months. So now this is some I'm not certain with that, so maybe we can skip that car and just focus on the other two we see. So that's the way you need to find and spend some time, give your range, select your model, and give the particulars on the right. You need automatic, manual, how much should be driven. Then this will filter out and find you the best car which is fit in your budget, and then you can go and see, and if you like it, then you can make the deal. I hope you understand the idea. It's very simple. It's just a few clicks, put the information, and there you go.
Okay, so now we have selected the car. We are going to purchase this car. We went to the seller, we saw the car, we drive it, we test it, and we find it okay. Now what to do? So you're about to purchase. So first thing you need to do, you need to form a contract. You need to get a form B124. I can put that specimen here. You can get it from the Trafi website. Trafi is the Finnish Road Transport Authority. You can just go to the website and you can download it. It's free. You fill that form. This form is basically the change of owner from the seller to your name. Secondly, you need to inform and submit that form to Trafi that you are the new owner and you have the car. You can do it yourself on the website, or you can even go to their office, or you can even let the insurance guy do it for you. For example, you need to buy the insurance of the car, and that guy will ask you, have you submitted the change of owner request? And then you say, no, I haven't. Then they can do it for you. They might charge a little fee, maybe €3 or €5, but they can do it for you. And the most important thing after purchasing a car is getting an insurance. You have 7 days to drive the car without insurance. And after that, you need to buy insurance. There are 2 types of insurances. I'm not going to go in more detail with that. We might make a separate video on that. But generally, 2 types of insurance, one-sided and two-sided. One-sided means if you stuck somebody or somebody hit you or whatever, the insurance company is going to pay the other person, and you have to pay your damage yourself, which is like mandatory, which is like the minimum one you should have to get the car on the road. Two-sided is like the insurance company will ascertain and you both will be paid. Obviously, that will be expensive. But as a student, normally people just take one-sided and they carry on. Now the price of insurance may vary on many factors, your age, your driving license, and your previous history, the car you are driving, the weight of the car, the CO2 emission of the car. There are like various factors. But generally, there are like cheap insurance, and there are like standard insurance, and then there are like premium or high insurance companies. I'm going to give you a list here. You can see this picture, and you can select any insurance company from these lists. They can offer you, almost all the major banks offer insurances as well. So whatever bank you're dealing with, what is your bank, you can always ask them first. You might get a better deal. Then you have some cheap companies like Pop Vakuutus. You can get it very cheap from there. Students normally buy that. Then we have Turva. Then we have Lahitapiola. Then we have OP Bank Insurance. Then Nordic also provides some. There are like a lot of insurance companies. If insurance, like if, it's a nice name, like if you hit something, what's going to happen? So you can just see whichever is better or cheaper for you. And on top of that, the insurances can be in parts as well. So you don't need to pay everything all in one go. So you have to pay in parts. Guys, I hope you understand the idea of this video. I just wanted to give you some tips how to buy a car, what items to look and where to look, and how to buy smart. I hope you understand it. If you have questions, I'm available. Just send me comments and I will reply. Take care. Bye-bye.